Well, you're thinking about getting the RV bug, thinking about going on the road. First thing you got to decide is what rig are you going to get? And the choices are changing daily almost. Um, if you're not sure about going on the road, put all your stuff in your house in storage and rent it out for a year while you're on the road. That way, if you decide this isn't it, you got someplace to come back to. Okay, so most people, when they decide they want to start the adventure of being on the road, what do they want? Well, most people want everything that's in their house, but on four wheels. Not going to happen. You're going to overbuy. So figure out what you need versus what you want. Now the choices are a car, some type of automobile, and you're just going to, put a a piece of plywood in there to lay down and sleep on, and you're just going to go minimum. It'll cost you the least. This is your least cost option and probably the best miles per gallon option. And then next is going to be your Sprinter vans. Boy, I don't know what to say about this because this has changed even in the last 12 months. Sprinter vans, the custom ones that just look wonderful that are like 60, 70, $80,000. Well, people are getting out of those as quick as possible because that's the number one thing that when it's parked in a city, man, the police know you're trying to sleep overnight in a Sprinter van, and they're getting targeted a lot. So a lot of people are bailing out of those, and that's just happened in the last 12 months. The other thing is a lot of these custom vans like the Mercedes and all of that, all that extra stuff is extra stuff that could go wrong, that can cost you a ton to fix. So, do you really need a 3-burner stove? Do you really need a bed that goes up and down, on a switch? All these things are just things, and people who have these Sprinter vans, a lot of them in the last couple of months are tearing all that stuff out and just going back to bare bones. So Sprinter van kind of things, you can get those, I think, for a lot cheaper now, and there's a reason for that, and that's because those things are being targeted by law enforcement in cities, and they're just, I don't know. And if you do get one, know what it weighs empty and know what it weighs when it's been customized. A lot of times the customization doubles the weight, which, halves the miles per gallon and all that. So find out if you're going to get, a van of some type. Know what the weight of that van is before they put any of the modifications in there, because some of those mods are really heavy. And with the price of gas, your 18 to 22 miles per gallon might go down to 8 to 10. So that's the Sprinter van option. And above that, you start getting into RVs. And right now, boy, the RV market is good if you want to, for buyers, because a lot of people are getting out. Number one, it's these things cost $1 billion to put gas in. Number two, people are looking for the older models because number one, they can fix them themselves, and number two, the newer models, man, the stuff breaks as soon as you get it out of the lot, and the resale value on an RV drops soon as you leave the lot. So you got to beware of that. Now, why is this becoming, for every type of vehicle I described, the RV, the Sprinters, the automobiles, all of that, there are thousands of YouTube videos saying this is what you want, this is not what you want, etc., etc. Why is that? It's because each one has a particular strength and a particular fall back. It's like saying you're out there and you go someplace and you want to buy a pair of shoes. Well, do you want running shoes? Do you want hiking shoes? Do you want golf shoes? Do you want bowling shoes? It all depends on what you want. What are your needs? So same thing, like if you're going to be parking around in towns a lot, and you don't want a 30-foot boat that you're trying to drive through towns. It's nerve-wracking. You might want a car that just fits in a regular parking spot. You could take it anywhere you want. It's not going to be tagged as often or stared at as often as an RV or even a Sprinter van. A car you can park in a garage, those multi-level garages. You can't even get a Sprinter van in those anymore because they're too tall. So what kind of lifestyle are you planning to live? Are you going to be traveling a lot? Are you going to want to go see, all the national parks? If so, one of your priorities might be gas mileage. So, you don't want to get a giant RV that gets like 5 or 6 miles per gallon and has a 100-gallon tank or more. You want to get maybe the car. If you're planning on going, like for me, I plan basically to be in 2 places, one for winter, one for summer, and I don't plan on traveling a lot. So I got me something I can, number one, stand up in, and number two is enough like a small apartment that staying in one place is not rough for me. Gas mileage is not so good. Being in a city is nerve-wracking to try to drive this thing around. But when I'm out boondocking, it's perfect. It's just what I'm looking for. So, figure out what kind of RVing are you going to be doing? What kind of traveling are you planning on doing? And then realize what you need to accomplish that. Do you need a 3-burner stove? Do you need a full refrigerator, or can you have one of these little plug-in electric coolers that goes to your cigarette lighter, something like that? I'll tell you something, a lot of people go, oh, I have to have solar. As soon as you put solar on your rig, you're not stealth camping in a city anymore, because solar is one of the things that the establishment looks at to say, this guy is not just like a utility van. There's somebody living in this thing. This becomes a place of residence. So they hunt for solar. They hunt for bike racks on the back. They hunt for all that recreational equipment attached all over the sides. One of the things some people do is they put their stickers, they go to all the national parks and all that, and they put the stickers on the back window or something like that. Man, you're no longer a utility van. You're traveling, so that's a dead giveaway. So figure out, do you need a 3-burner stove? I don't. I've only used just one, so I've got a little portable propane stove that I just put on a table, and that way I can cook out on the picnic table and all that, and it works for me. So things are changing. The people who used to say get the customized vans are bailing out, because those customized vans, number one, just gives you more things that can go wrong. Number two, the weight is sometimes even doubled, maybe even more than doubled, which lowers your gas mileage. And number three, the customized vans are being targeted in all the cities of the United States as somebody who's living in an RV or living in a vehicle. And you can't get them into you can't get them into garages and things like that. So the people who know are bailing out of those. And what's weird is they're getting into those old 1970s and 80s station wagons, the great big long station wagons, because those you can park street side and nobody's going to bother you. You just think you got a classic car. So It's changing, and I wanted you to know that. So figure out what you want, figure out what you need, go from there. And if you're not sure, put all your stuff in storage, rent your house. At least it'll pay, rent it enough to pay for the storage and then some, so that in a year you can come back. And who knows, 6 months from now, I might be putting out another one of these telling you everything's completely different. But a lot of municipalities are starting to put the squeeze on trying to sleep overnight in a vehicle. You can't do that. The Walmarts are shutting down. You can't park in Walmart lots anymore. And a lot of times it's not Walmart's fault. They're saying it's a city ordinance. And for them to comply with the city ordinance, they can't have people parking in their parking lots anymore. So just letting you know, it's getting a little rougher out there. But the boondocking places are still out there as long as we don't trash them, and people are starting to trash them. So keep the boondocking places clean, and hopefully this helped a little bit. And I will keep on posting if you keep on watching. Thanks. Bye.